Hey y'all, it's Catherine here with Crazy Keto Cat and Cat's Keto Crew, and it's about dinner time, kids are home, and so Son has requested that we have meatballs for dinner, so I'm going to make some keto meatballs, and we will serve them with spaghetti, like regular noodles, for the kids, and then Private Pop and I will have them over these palmini noodles. Okay, so these are the hearts of palm artichoke noodles that are delicious when they are boiled. They are the closest thing I have found to a regular spaghetti, and so we will be having those. And with our sauce, we go with this Rouse homemade tomato sauce. Again, it only has 4 net carbs for half a cup, and so that's quite a bit of sauce at pretty low carb. Check out your tomato sauces. They can be pretty carb heavy. So, meatballs. I am an Italian girl. I'm actually half Sicilian, and so I've been born and raised on Italian food, and a lot of it's carb heavy, you can imagine. But meatballs you can actually transform into the keto world pretty easily. So, what I got here is a little over a pound of 80/20 ground chuck. If I had been a little bit more organized today, y'all, I'm a mom, I probably would have gotten some sausage meat to go into this as well, or some ground pork. But I don't have any of that. So we're going to go with just the 80/20 ground beef into my bowl, okay? So that's easy enough, right? Just putting some meat in there. So the biggest thing with meatballs is breadcrumbs. And what are we going to do about breadcrumbs? Because if you've been keto for a while, you've figured out that breadcrumbs are not going to work. So here's Avery. So here's the secret to my success with breadcrumbs. Pork rinds. Okay, so these are golden flake pork rinds. If you are not a pork rind lover and you're like, oh, I can't do it, okay, pork rinds, when you crush them up, when you grind them up, okay, so I took my little mini grinder and literally like pulverized the suckers. Okay, when you do that to a pork rind, it doesn't really taste like a pork rind anymore, okay? So what I'm going to do is, this is about a cup of pork rinds. I'm going to pick out these big pieces so that we don't have a big piece of pork rind in the middle of our meatball. Do you want a pork rind? Oh, you got gum. Okay, so I'm literally just going to add that into there and pick out the bigger pieces that maybe had not gotten broken down as well. If you use if you use a big Cuisinart thing, you'll definitely pulverize it into a pulp. So now we've got meat and pork rinds.
That looks like cheese.
It looks like cheese. Okay, so what else to make it bind all together? Yeah, no way. Is just 1 egg. Okay, so we'll put our egg in there. I don't know if you're going to add something, sister. So we're going to put our egg in there. We're going to get a paper towel here. Real quick so that I don't have egg everywhere. All right, no eggs. I'm going to do this. So we also have some garlic salt. Us Italians, we like some garlic. Okay, so garlic salt. Between the pork rinds and the garlic salt, there's really no need to add any other salt to it because it's going to be pretty salty. So here is some Italian seasoning. Okay, so we'll just add some of that in there. And you could use real onions, but I'm also just going to use some onion powder in there. Okay, and a meatball, at least us Italian meatball peeps, needs some cheese. Okay, so mozzarella, shredded mozzarella cheese. Can you stop for just a second? So we're going to put some cheese in there too, and that will help bind it too between the pork rinds and the egg. That will all bind together. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Avery's going to smile at you for a second while I get a fork. Are you smiling? Smile, smile, smile. Okay, I'm back. So literally all of that is just in my bowl, all mixed together.
Can I stir?
You can try to stir for a second. So I'm going to let her stir that up for a second. But if you've ever made meatballs before, you know that you just got to get in there and get nitty gritty with it. So I'm going to actually hand roll these in a second. No, you're not hand rolled. I don't know where those hands have been at school all day, okay? So anyways,
wash them.
She said she washes them. Good stuff.
I said I will.
Oh, I will wash them. Okay, so she's mixing But if you can take a guess between the 80-20 ground chuck, the pork rinds, some seasonings, the cheese, and the egg, like our carb count here is, it does smell good. Let me see. Our carb count here is really, really low. Okay, so this is the beauty of keto meatballs, because all that really a meatball, the bad part of a meatball for those of us in the keto world is really just those breadcrumbs. So if we can eliminate those breadcrumbs and you can get pork rinds in there, then you're not worrying so much about the carb intake off the meatball itself. So all I'm going to do is, Avery's going to smile at you again. Smile for me. Smile, smile. She's still smiling, right? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. I try to get a spoon to scoop them out to make the balls, because I want all the balls to be about the same size. No way. So that they scoop or actually cook evenly. So just playing with my earrings, y'all. Okay, so there's my meatball. Okay, so I'm just going to ball these all up, and you can bake them. You could bake them at 350 for probably 35 minutes. That was a big piece of pork rind in there. I'm going to pull it out because the bigger pieces will not cook down properly. Okay, so you could bake these at 350 for probably like 25 to 30 minutes. You can also put them in an electric skillet and cook them. You could cook them in a pan, just a frying pan on the stove with some, if you really want to up your fats, cook them in some olive oil or some, actually even some bacon grease might be delicious. Okay, so then you can take your spaghetti or your palmini noodles like I'm going to use and your rouse, and you will have a keto Italian dinner.
Too big?
It's fine. So, all right, so I'm going to ball up some meatballs, but I hope that we've given you an idea for dinner, and let us know if this was helpful, and we're just going to enjoy our little keto Italian dinner. Say bye.